More good news. Inflation. First they said it was temporary. Then they said it was transitory. Then Janet Yellen said it's not real. Then she said it was temporary. So what is it? They wanted to keep it like low. Inflation is low, so so they wouldn't have to raise interest rates, so they could keep the markets up. They just want to keep this going as long as possible till it collapses. 2008 subprime bubble, where all these banks were going under and stuff, and the taxpayers had to bail them out. That was the start of it. This has been going on forever. So, but it's just snowballing right now. Once the Democrats got in, then the COVID hit. Well, they wanted to print out all kinds of money with COVID. With COVID, they printed out $6.5 trillion. The war against COVID. And then they said, oh, it has nothing to do with inflation, printing all this money out, handing all this money out, right? Well, now they're blaming it on the Russians. Oh, the Russians are this and they're that. They're at fault for everything. You can't even believe it. Inflation is going higher and the markets are going higher at the same time. So, because we're so awash with money all over the place, well, a lot of that ends up in the stock market. So, but how long can this last? It's just a huge bubble. They just think of more and more ways to spend money and hand out money, and so let the good times roll. We'll see how long the good times last. So, the Build Back Better plan, well, now it's changed. It's just, they call it another name. It's called the Inflation Reduction Bill. It's just a little bit smaller, and they're doing the same things. They want to, go to green everything. It's going to help pay for that. It's going to help pay for prescription medications. What do you think it's going to do? Do you think it's going to add to inflation or not? Well, I think it's going to really add to it. Whatever the government tries to do, just think the opposite, because that's what's really going to happen. Tell me one brilliant thing the government has done. Just one. All they have done is dig our hole deeper. Maybe with the Republicans not as fast, but Democrats, we're just picking up speed. And so we'll see how long the gravy train lasts. I think we're in store for like the biggest collapse ever. And it's probably going to be other countries involved too, and they're starting to collapse too. And so, what did George Washington say? He said, don't get involved with foreign entanglements. Just keep your house in order. But we have a hard time doing that. Just like, China wants to take Taiwan. Well, we'll probably be in the middle of that. See how good that does us. We're going to fight for freedom and democracy. Oh, yeah? It's a nice thought. But how's it worked out for us? In Vietnam, what happened there? Cost $843 billion. And lots of lives lost and nothing really gained. How do we do in Iraq? $2.4 trillion spent. 1.3 million lives lost. What happened with that? Oh, they're worse than ever. They're more on the side of Iran now. Before we had Saddam Hussein, at least he was fighting against the Iranians. How do we do in Afghanistan? 20 years, $2 trillion, nothing to show for, except lost lives, nothing. Left billions of dollars of military equipment over there for the Taliban, who treat women like crap. Student loan debt, another Biden giveaway, canceling $10,000 in student loans. Another unfunded giveaway, paid with debt money. The taxpayer is on the hook for $2,100 per taxpayer. In 2021, the U.S. government spent $6.8 trillion, and the government brought in $4 trillion. So the government owes $2.7 trillion. It's added to its debt. With interest rising, it's going to cost more to service this debt. Power bills. Electricity is up 47% for the average home owner. 1 in 6 is behind in their power bill. Gasoline. You wonder why you're paying 80 cents to $1 less for gas? Brandon wants to get reelected. We are depleting our strategic petroleum reserves. We will have to pay a hefty price when they need to be replenished. Or if there's a serious global problem and there's no emergency supply. Illegal aliens. 4.9 million illegal aliens crossed the border in 18 months since Brandon's been in office. The same as the population of Ireland. And that's the end of the news.